Imagine if 2,000 years from now, people celebrated April 15th, Tax Day, as a holy festival. Songs, ritual meals, a whole mythology. That sounds ridiculous, but that's exactly how Tu Bishvat started, as a tax deadline. In the Mishnah, we learned that during the Second Temple period, there wasn't just one New Year's, there were four. These dates determined the fiscal year for tithes, the taxes paid for the temple. Farmers had different deadlines for different crops. The first of Elul was the tax deadline for cattle. The first of Tishrei was vegetables. But when did the tax year start for trees? The house of Hillel argued for the 15th of Shvat, Tu Bishvat, because by then, most of the winter rains have fallen. The law followed Hillel. But when the temple was destroyed in 70 CE, this tax system collapsed. Tu Bishvat became a dead letter, a technical date with no practical meaning. It should have disappeared right there. For 1,500 years, the date simmered on low flame. It was marked in calendars, but wasn't a celebration, until 1570. That year, Rabbi Isaac Luria, the Holy Ari, arrived in Safed. The Ari revolutionized Judaism with the concept of the shattering of the vessels. He taught that at creation, divine light was too intense for the world to hold, and it shattered. Sparks of holiness became trapped inside the physical world. Our job, he said, is Tikkun, fixing the world by freeing those sparks. Zari and his students realized that Tu Bishvat was a cosmic opportunity. For the mystics of Safed, eating fruit wasn't symbolic, it was action. By eating the fruits of the land of Israel with the right intent, they believed they were physically releasing divine sparks. Suddenly, the tax deadline became a mystical ritual. And here the plot thickens. In the 17th century, Sabbatai Zevi emerged, the most famous false messiah in Jewish history. His followers called him the tree. Although Tzvi was forced to convert to Islam, his underground movement survived. One of the most mysterious books in the Jewish library, Chemdat Yamim, was likely written by a secret follower of his. This book invented the Tu Bishvat Seder we know today, eating 30 types of fruit and drinking 4 cups of wine. The historical irony is incredible. A ritual born in a heretical movement quietly became one of the most widely accepted customs in Jewish life. The Seder many perform today is actually a reincarnation of a ritual honoring a false messiah. So we have taxes, Kabbalah, and Heresy. But where are the trees? Where is the planting? For that, we need to jump to 19th century Europe. Until then, nature was seen as dangerous. Think of the dark forest in the Brother Grimm fairy tales. But then came the Romantic movement. Poets reimagined nature as sublime, a place to shape the human soul. This is the moment when trees stopped being agricultural and started being symbolic. While Europeans were writing poetry about trees, a journalist in Nebraska took action. In 1872, he invented Arbor Day, a day dedicated to planting trees. In 1892, a Hebrew newspaper reported on this strange American holiday. A reader wrote back a brilliant response. "This American holiday isn't new to us. It's our New Year for trees." He called on Jews to send money to Palestine to plant trees there, just like the Americans were doing in Nebraska. This idea inspired a teacher named Chaim Aryeh Zuta. Zuta read about Arbor Day and started planting trees with his students in Ukraine. When he immigrated to Palestine in 1903, he brought the idea with him. In 1906, at a teachers' assembly, he convinced his colleagues to transform Tu Bishvat from a day of hiking into a day of planting. On Tu Bishvat 1907, at the Mikveh Israel Agricultural School, 300 students went out to plant the first saplings. 6 years later, 1,500 students were planting in Jerusalem. And that is how the Israeli tradition of marching into the mud with a seedling was born. So what do we have? A technical tax holiday from the Mishnah, revived as a cosmic repair by the mystics of Safed, ritualized by the followers of a false messiah, refrained by European romanticism and an American holiday, and finally planted in the soil by a Zionist teacher. Tu Bishvat isn't just about trees, it's about the ability of a culture to take an old dead idea and keep grafting new branches onto it until it blooms again. Now you know.